Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Thursday, September 30th. I really thought I was going to get through the date without having to look at my computer to figure out what date it was, but I didn't. All of a sudden, I said Thursday, and I felt so proud of myself for knowing the day of the week that somehow I just flubbed the fucking date. Whatever, it's the 30th. It's the last day of September. Tomorrow's October. What does that mean? We're officially in fall, full-blown, almost winter season. Summer is fucking over. But what did I do today anyway? I laid outside for 15 minutes. Feel that heat. It was, I think, 75 degrees or something. Maybe even hotter. 80-something in LA. It was a UV7. Y'all know I'm a big UV girl. I'm a UV gal. Can't take that from me. And I wanted to get a little last minute sun before I leave tomorrow. I'm gearing up to go to Philadelphia for a wedding. I'm going back east Friday, tomorrow morning at the ass crack of dawn. I leave for my flight at like fucking 3:30 in the morning or something. And then I am going to go back to LA. Why'd I say it? Who knows? I'm going to fly to Philadelphia. Then I'm coming back on Sunday. So I'm going to be missing Live at the Roxy on Friday and Sunday. This means that this is our last show or last Live at the Roxy until Monday. I'm also after this going to be on Only Stupid Answers. And on Sunday, I'm going to do World Girl Sunday because it's October 3rd, which is Mean Girls Day. And I can't fucking miss that, even though the Patriots are going to be on in the background because really I can't miss that with a capital T at the end. That. So yeah, Jake Yakoveta in here says, wasn't it just October like 2 weeks ago? I know. It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. It feels like this last year, the limit does not exist. It feels like this last year does not exist. I don't understand this last year. I don't know where it went, but it is fucking gone. And that's time we'll never get back. So all we can do is move forward. I'm going to try to take this fall season and find the things I like about the fall. Really, I just like summer. People who are like, I love the cold weather. Suck my dick. She's feisty today. It's fine. So we're talking about a couple different things on the show today. Number one, I saw Venom this week on Tuesday, and the review embargo is up, so I can talk about Venom. So we're going to be talking Venom, but don't worry. Of course, I'm going to give a non-spoiler review of Venom because I know you guys have not seen it yet. So I'm just going to be giving my thoughts, answering your questions, comments, concerns about Venom, character, Let There Be Carnage, all of that stuff. Plus, there are some free Britney updates, and I saw a comic book update that I kind of wanted to. It's not actually about the comic books, but it was coming from comicbook.com update about a DC thing that I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on, coming from my friend BD, Brandon Davis, who was chiming in or got some tea on something. So I want to talk about all those things and more today live at the Roxy. Couple of other things, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Send in that support. I'm not going to be here for a few days, so send in that extra love, yo. Also, in case you didn't watch The World Girls last night, or you don't watch The World Girls, which, by the way, what the fuck are you doing? That is where it's at. Get on it, people. Jump on it. Jump. The World Girls officially announced that we are going to be doing a live show in Los Angeles in December, which is going to be taking place on December 3rd, which is a Friday during happy hour. A lot of you guys are out here anyway for Spectacular, for the Schmodown event. And just as a little behind the scenes tea for you guys, there was going to be a different event taking place that date that had taken that Friday time spot or taken that Friday night spot, but that ended up falling through for various degrees of reasons, which is why we hadn't announced it previously. We had thought somebody else that we are close with had that date, but they do not. Now we do. We're going to be definitely having some guests on the show. We're going to be giving different things a whirl with you guys. So if you are in the Los Angeles area during that time or would like to venture to the Los Angeles area during that time and are vaccinated, on December 3rd, happy hour, where you're going to be doing an event at Harvell's, which is a fucking sick bar in Santa Monica. Not just a bar, it's a venue. It's like I went and saw jazz there when I was in my early 20s. And then recently we've been going, we went for Dee's birthday. That's kind of like our stomping grounds, honestly. Dee's really good friends with the owner, so he's definitely hooking it up for us. There's also going to be 7 different cameras running and a whole production thing happening. So if you can't make it there, no worries. We're going to make sure that it comes to you as well. But we're very excited about that. So please show up and show out. Oh, perfect temperature tea. You guys know how I feel about that. And it's a vanilla one. Oh, fucking love it. What up to the unbelievably small amount of you guys who are watching this live right now? YouTube just keeps saying, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you. But you guys are the real ones, the rock stars for the win. Everybody who watches in their own time as well. I fucking love you guys. But wow, the few of you guys who are in here right now get shout outs. Christian Hardesty, Glenn Caesar, John Bainbridge, Manny Gonzalez, John Get Bent, Matt Munoz, Jake Yacovetta, Jimmy Nails, John Bainbridge, John Perillo, Mohammed Belsin, French Taunter, Glenn Caesar, what up, Dirk, Kurt Hagens, Randy L, dozens of us. It's so crazy. Used to be hundreds and thousands. It's just nuts. Mark Jason Ali, Redford Reddington. But I love you guys all the same. So here I am still doing the full-blown motherfucking show just for y'all. Let's see what's going on in the Streamlabs today. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in that love. Send in that support. Make me know that you're here. Make this trip back to Pennsylvania a little bit sweeter. Like I said, it's the 30th, which means the first messages are coming through from the Zen one himself, Glenn Caesar, who says, hello, and a good day to you, Roxy. Thanks for choosing to hang out with us today. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, your dad, Skyjet, Grammy Papo, and your family. Be most excellent to yourselves and each other, Roxy, and rock stars, because you deserve it. Being unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, as well as being kind, caring, and fully unique, makes you humane, worthy, and a cozy fire to be near. You're resplendent, a priceless treasure, and an inspiration. I hope you each continue breathing in the golden sparkles of love and breathing out every bit of stress. With each inhale and exhale to break apart and remove all types of energetic blockages so you attain balance and get to experience happiness and joy every day. Thank you, Glenn, for that. You fucking rock. I appreciate you, my dear. Wow, with that big support coming through. Jake Yacovetta. Hi, Jake, my mod, my person. You fucking rock. He says, this Streamlabs donation takes away a round of shots that I would have bought this weekend in Orlando. Thanks a lot, Rocks. Way to disappoint the world friends with my wallet. LOL. See you at Harvell. Jake, this is the most backhanded. It fucking got me. That was really good. I'm so sorry to all the world friends that Jake is partying with in Orlando this week. If you're 1% more sober because of me, that's on me. That's on me. And I'll have to live with that. I'll have to live with that pain. I'll have to overcome. I don't know how I'll do it, but somehow, some way, I must move forward. I must be okay with myself. I can't beat myself up about this forever. I think we'll live. Thanks, Jake. Ryan Payne says, backhand game too strong at Jake Yacovetta. 100%. John Get Bent says, I've watched every live at the Roxy for the last 16 months. Not always live because of work, but I'm not messing up my streak. That's what I'm talking about, John Get Bent. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck yeah. All right, let's get into Venom. What do you guys want to know? Venom is a movie. All right, let's rewind. I saw Venom 2, and I think in order to discuss my feelings on Venom, Let There Be Carnage, I need to discuss my feelings on the first Venom. Just as a refresher, most of you guys remember this. I really liked the first Venom movie. In all fairness, I was more popular back then. I was a lot cooler, and so I was invited to the Venom premiere. It was such a fun fucking event. I got to take my friend Dom, who is the guy who wrote the J Muse movie that I was in and now has become a good friend of mine. And he is just the best fucking time. He is this British guy who is so incredible. I fucking adore him. But I went with him to the movie, and so it just could not have been the movie. Oh, I actually think I took my friend Janie to this one. Maybe I took him to Spider. Yeah, I think I actually took my friend Janie, who's also an incredible time, also in the industry, also fucking amazing. Whatever, whoever I took, the premiere was dope. And the audience was like lit city about this. And because all of the cast members, everybody's in the audience, everybody just, there's a different energy in there where like when I walked out, I was like, I think that was a good movie. I think it was good. As I've rewatched it since, I still really like the movie. I really appreciate the movie. It makes me feel like I'm in the 90s watching some kind of a fucking comic book movie again. But I am not sitting here raving about the first movie like it's the greatest comic book movie ever. But I am sitting here telling you guys I really like the first one. So I knew going into the second one, the chances that I were going to like it were really strong because it's got the same characters as the first one. I like the character of Venom. I like Eddie Brock. We had already been introduced to Carnage. I like Woody Harrelson in general. I think that Michelle Williams got totally boned in the first one because there was so much more for her to do. But I think that I was just like, okay, I'm going to like all this. And on top of this, now Andy Serkis is working on this. And so in what world am I going to like the first one and not like the second one? So obviously when I saw the second one, I really fucking liked it. If you liked the first one, I feel like there's almost no way you're not going to like the second one. If you didn't like the first one, I feel like there is a possibility you still like the second one because it's a much tighter movie. Even though it's still messy, it's definitely a messy film, but it's only 90 minutes. And I feel like that's a huge benefit of this film is the fact that it's silly, it's fun, it's light, it's action-packed, it's got good actors in it, and it's so short. So by the time you could even think maybe you were enjoying yourself, it's done. Like it is 90 minutes. I know a lot of people are talking about this post-credit scene, which is really actually a mid-credit scene, which is phenomenal. That is probably everybody's favorite part of the movie. So stay tuned for the credit scene. But for the actual film, you're in, you're out. But I really usually finish all my food and candy like into the movie, and then the movie, I still have like a half of the fucking movie. I've got no food and candy and I'm annoyed. For this one, I took my girlfriend, aka Steph, and we were there. So Steph and I really like to get, Dee was out of town, so she couldn't come. Steph and I really like to get curly fries, cinnamon sugar pretzel bites, and I get a candy. And by the time the movie was done, I wasn't even done with the fucking food because it just all happened so fast. And not only was it only 90 minutes, but it felt like a short 90 minutes. Like this movie feels like it's an episode of TV. It feels like it's an hour-long episode of TV. It's just really, really fast. So I just can't see people having the kind of visceral hatred for it that they did for the first one because it's so fun and it's silly. I saw though, well, to me, it was fun and silly and I like it a lot. Not the greatest movie ever. I saw one tweet though that I have to read out loud because no shade on this person. I just put a tweet about people who say no shade because then they throw shade. And I guess I'm about to throw shade, but I cannot believe what this person tweeted out. It's somebody I know and I don't always agree with their opinions on things, but they are a well-respected critic. And so I was just looking at people's thoughts. And this is what Scott Menzel wrote about Venom. I was floored. I could not believe that this is a tweet that came out of somebody. Scott said, Venom Let There Be Carnage is the Citizen Kane of Marvel movies. Tom Hardy delivers what can only be described as a deeply nuanced and multi-layered performance as Eddie Brock. His dramatic scenes with Venom are a masterpiece or a masterclass in acting. A masterpiece. Hashtag Venom Let There Be Carnage. So his dramatic scenes with Venom are a masterclass in acting, a masterpiece. I saw that and was like, wait, what? Like, I like this movie. I would watch this movie all the time because it's so easy to get through. It's simple. It's just not that challenging. But to call this movie the Citizen Kane of Marvel movies. What? Like shook. I couldn't believe that was a quote. I couldn't believe it. I texted it to a couple people because I was like, what? And they were like, is he being sarcastic? I don't think so. It was, that was shocking to me. But it does seem like people in general are liking this more than they're liking the original. Let's take to Rotten Tomatoes, as you guys know I like to do, and see how people are, or how critics are feeling about Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I wonder if people are liking it kind of the same as I am. And by the way, going back to the first Venom has a 30% on the tomato meter for Rotten Tomatoes and an 81% audience score. If you guys don't remember, it was one of the biggest gaps between tomato meter and audience score in any movie, especially a comic book movie, where the audience, like me, seemed to love it and the critics seemed to really dislike it. For this movie, Venom, Let There Be Carnage, the tomato meter currently sits at a 62% with 76 reviews. I would say that's very accurate. I might put this a little higher than that, like a 70 something, but 62, I totally get it. Checking out some of the reviews. Amy Nicholson from New York Times says, this is, in essence, a slapstick bloodbath about two threesomes, both in desperate need of throuples therapy. Yeah, I could see that. I think that's a very good description of this. Amy gave it a B-. Johnny Olinsky from New York Post gave it a 1 out of 4, so splat, and said, sitting at Venom, Let There Be Carnage, you quietly ask yourself, what have I done wrong? Is God punishing me? See, I didn't feel that way at all. I feel like if you just go into this and think, it's not going to be the greatest movie I've ever seen, but for sure I could have some fun with it. And watching Tom Hardy do his thing is hysterical. And they did give Michelle Williams at least a little more to chew on this time. I think that you'll enjoy it too. Brian Lowry from CNN says that he gave it a splat also. A mind-numbingly tiresome sequel filled with uninspired comedy and a CGI monster fight that seems to drag on forever. Oh boy. That's a lot, Brian. That's a lot. Katie Walsh from the Tribune gave it a 2.5 out of 4, and that's certified fresh, and said, doesn't have that sense of joyful discovery and gleeful mischief that the first film did, because it's obviously now a comedy on purpose, but the Venom-Eddie dynamic remains the best buddy action comedy going these days. Yeah, there was definitely a lot more jokes and on-purpose comedy in this. I do feel that way as well. So I think that go and see this. I think it's worth seeing, worth making up your own mind for. Some of the action scenes are so cool. A lot of the CG is really sick. If you liked the first one, then I really don't think you're not going to like this. If you didn't like the first one, but you love the character of Venom and you like the way that the character was in the first one, we dive deeper into that. I love watching their dynamic together. It's really great. I think that Woody Harrelson does a good job. And yeah, totally worth the 90 minutes of your life. It's not 2.5 hours. If this was a 2.5 hour movie, it would have been fucked, because by the time it ends, it's ready to end. But it just happens so fast that it's just no skin off anybody's teeth. Back? Who knows? Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Ask your questions, comments, concerns about Venom. Glenn Caesar says, again, to reiterate it for you, Roxy, because you know I'm positive self-talk. You're cool for a whole bunch of reasons. Stuff, namely for using your platform to give voice to important issues. #BLM. #Stop AAPI hate. #I stand against anti-Semitism. #smash cancer. Thanks, Glenn. Glenn also says, may you find your son, walk in it as much as possible, and fully lose yourself being in it whenever, wherever you can in each of your days, your weeks, your months, and even your years. Hopefully, it gets easier to just be you always and in all ways. I appreciate that. And then he said, and always, daily. Thanks, Glenn. Glenn's the shit. Glenn's the shit. Nobody can deny that Glenn's the shit. See, I just wrote that song. Brittany Parker says, can't tell you how much I love a 90-minute runtime. I know, me too. I feel like movies are so self-indulgent these days. When I write scripts, especially in the vein that I like, you guys know I love that rom-com dram. I'm very into the rom-com dram. 90 minutes. You do a tight 90-minute script, because just some people end up, there's just sometimes, even if a movie is good, like, what was the fuck, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That movie was very good. It was very good. However, I like never want to watch it again because it's just so fucking long. And as I was watching it, I was like, oh, can this be over? Can it be over? No matter how good something is, once I hit that 2-hour mark, I just start to get a little itchy, a little antsy. I grew up in the fucking generation where things moved to TikTok and shit. All right, fine, I'm a little older than that, but still, you know. And if it's a movie that deserves to be 3, yet I love Titanic, but maybe that's because there's an intermission in that. And musicals sometimes get to be longer too. All right, it just depends on the script. Depends on the thing. But comic book movies, come on, we don't need a Venom movie longer than 90 minutes. It was perfect. Send in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I would love to hear your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, anything that you want to know. I'll take this one from the chat, though. Steve Cauldron said, did you like the Shriek character played by Naomi Harris? I thought that was one of the weaker parts of the movie. I think Naomi Harris is fucking awesome. I think that what they did to Michelle Williams in the first one, they kind of did to Naomi Harris in this one. I just think it was a little bit of tough material to make work. TBH. Even though she is great. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Leonard Kim says, hey, Dimpletits, how are you doing? I'm looking forward to Venom. Let there be carnage. Just curious, is the post-credit scene a mid-credit scene or all the way at the end? It's mid-credit. And then there is only one. So you'll know it when you see it. It's in the mid. And it's like, what the fuck? And then that's it. Also, I'm glad X won. He was the most deserving. The hair looks beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad X won of the 3 that were down at the end, but like Tiffany and Chada definitely I wish had won. But X was deserving. He was really good. I wonder what's going to happen with him and Kyland. Obviously, we just switched to Big Brother talk. It's very important. Very important. It's only ever me and Leonard Kim talking about Big Brother. None of you guys watch. The show has like millions and millions of viewers, and none of you guys are part of that. All right. To each their own. A couple other updates that I want to give you guys, but keep asking questions if you have any more. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Just almost choked on my own spit, but I caught it in my mouth. Don't know how to describe that better than I just did, so I'm going to let that live. Free Britney is going in a positive direction where Jamie Spears was suspended from being the conservator on Britney Spears' conservatorship. That was decided by the judge yesterday. And so I didn't even realize, by the way, guys, that Britney vs. Spears Netflix doc came out on Tuesday. Somehow I fucking missed that. But it came out. I will watch it soon. And yesterday in court, Jamie has been suspended, which is a big step. It's not the last step to be taken. It's not the only step, but it is a big step. And because I always give you guys free Britney updates, I knew that I needed to tell you guys that one. So that is an important update in Free Britney. Yay, Britney. Another thing that, going back to the world of comic books, while I wait for any final streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, going back to the world of comic books, there was my friend BD, Brendan Davis, tweeted out saying, Will Smith says he's ready to play Deadshot again, and I'm here for it. He's with comicbook.com. And so I think this is interesting because if you guys are like me, then you really like Will Smith's Deadshot. But based on the next movie, the Suicide Squad, I kind of didn't think that was going to be happening again. But then never say never, because why not? Why couldn't it happen? And so I could see this and I could kind of dig this. This is what the article says. After being absent from James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, it wasn't clear if Will Smith would ever suit up again as the DC villain character Deadshot for the movie. Speaking new GQ undercover video. Oh, okay, so he said this in GQ. However, the Oscar-nominated actor confirmed reports that popped up around this time that Gunn's movie was being assembled, revealing, quote, yeah, I was working and they were ready to shoot. It was a timing issue. end quote, but also confirming that he'd be back for another adventure if asked. Quote, they left Deadshot out, right? End quote, Smith asked, receiving an affirmation from off camera. So Idris is playing a different character, or is he playing Deadshot? All right, cool. So I can come back. So finding out that Idris was playing a different character, I think he probably knew that, but if he didn't, this was confirmed. And then, I just think that this is kind of interesting. Then also Peter Safran, who's a producer, previously admitted this Smith's potential return. He said, we discussed it, but I think the Will Smith of it all was really more of a schedule thing than anything else. We knew we had to start shooting in September because frankly, we knew probably earlier than other people did that James was going to come back and do Guardians. So it was really important that we started shooting when we were able, when we started shooting and Will wasn't available. And that kind of made it easier all around. What are you going to do? He's not available. So it's also nice to frankly help separate it from the first movie, I think, in a greater fashion. That is true. It did provide more separation from the first movie to have even more of a new cast. But I think that this was them saying like they wanted James Gunn. They knew they wanted James Gunn, and they were going to work around James Gunn's schedule above all else. And even though Will Smith is a mega A-list celebrity, it was James Gunn who was essential to this project. And so they were like, Will Smith maybe can come back in the future. But I would like to see that. I also don't think that I don't think we need, I think that there's room for both Idris and Will Smith's characters in this. Like, why not? So I would like to see Bloodsport and Deadshot and Harley and a whole gang and Suicide Squad 3 and James Gunn even doing that one. I'm kind of down for the cause. How do you guys feel? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Super chat in. Any last minute questions, comments, concerns, thoughts? Leonard Kim in here says, how do you feel about Celebrity Big Brother coming back? I feel like I'm constantly underwhelmed with Celebrity Big Brother, but maybe this upcoming season changes my mind. You never know. Also, how are you? Absolutely 100% give me Will Smith as Deadshot again. Yeah, I feel that. I'm doing okay. Thank you. And Celebrity Big Brother, yeah, it's not as good usually because, and I get this, the celebrities don't really want to fucking stab each other in the back, and they don't really want to, they all try to like suck up to the biggest celebrity because for them, it's more about the connections and relationships, you know, like when it comes down to Xavier made those hard choices because at the end of the day, he wins $750,000. So he's able to like stab people or do whatever he needs to do. That's not what celebrities are going to do. They have to book movies and things and work and support each other. So they are doing it for charity, but there's never that like, ooh, who's going to fuck with who? It's just not the same kind of thing. So I think that's why we don't like it as much, but it is fun to see the celebrities interact with each other. So I'm definitely going to watch, but I get why it's not, the hype isn't as real for you. Jake Yacovetta, again with that big support. Jake says, here's another round of shots that are lost. You're fucking up our vacation. Jake. Also, I love that you said one round of shots makes us 1% less sober. That is mathematically accurate. I guess that's me assuming that we're taking 100 shots, which, you know, just it's that one shot round. Oh my God. I wish that I was going to be there with you guys this weekend. That sounds so fun, but I'm excited that we're going to be together in December. And I'm sorry that now I've made you guys 2% more sober. It's just, you know, every one shot less, 1% less sober, more sober. It's what it is. I'm obsessed with you, Jake. You're the fucking best. Cheers to all of you guys. I appreciate you. I have to jet to go get ready for DJ's show, but send in any last minute questions, comments, concerns, overall takeaways from this show. I would go see Venom too, because I think that it's definitely worth your time. And the 90 minutes is not that much time. And the movie is fun, silly, takes itself not very seriously. I hope you enjoy it. Other takeaway, 13 years later, Britney Spears is finally moving towards having no conservatorship. And this step of having her dad taken from the conservatorship, suspended from it, is a huge, huge deal. And Will Smith is Deadshot. I think we're all into it. Those are our things. Don't wear them out. Before we get out of here, though, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy on the Rockstars who show up to give their support whenever, however they can. Thank you for being a friend. Support, candle in the darkness for the people around you. Everyone who's battling, keep fighting. You're a winner. Every win for you is a win for all. Thank you, Glenn, for those kind words. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Shout out to Glenn Caesar, Manny Gonzalez, Mohammed Belsin, Silu Bonino, Redford Reddington, Ryan Payne, Mark Jason Ali, Emmanuel Akinola, Murderanta, Jake Yakavetta, Brittany Parker, Ryan Payne. Keep scrolling. John Perillo, Thunder God Cairo. Keep going. Garth McMurray. You guys hate the reality shows. I know. Redford Reddington. Bruce Banner, Evan Hooker, Third Turd, Steve Cauldron, and all of the people in here who show up to give their support every day. You guys are the real ones. Thank you for being here with me. Again, only stupid answers after this. I'm taking off tomorrow morning, so I will not be here Friday or Saturday or Sunday. Sunday night, I will be back with the World Girls, and Monday we'll be back live at the Roxy. Also, if you are in the St. Louis area, I do that morning show for St. Louis. That is with John Carney and Julie Buck. So check me out there. All right, much love, everybody. Stay safe, stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. We don't want those buffoons. Check your internet. Make your bed. Don't tremble with the Holocaust. Brett Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them, for killing Breonna Taylor. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and I will see you later.